What's up everybody, Danny Crafts here and welcome to another episode of Crafting with Daniel. On today's episode, I'm going to show you all how I make some soy candles using jars I got from the dollar store, just like this one, which is a super fun craft and easy-ish to do once you get it down, but let's dive on in. There's two main different types of wax. There's soy and variations of soy like coconut soy and stuff like that. And then there's paraffin. I use soy wax because it's more natural, and paraffin, which is the type of wax that they use at Bath & Body Works, is made from petroleum. So it's not good for you. So yeah, I've just gotten really comfortable with soy wax. Has a good hot and cold throw, and it's pretty easy to use for the most part. On some of my candles, I also use C3 soy wax to make this whipped kind of frosting look of wax at the top to make more of like a latte style candle, which I will make another video about next week. But this week we're just focusing on the main part of a candle, main part being the bottom. Yeah. So let's dive on in. You're going to need a couple of things for this craft today. I have my mugs that I bought from Dollarama. I have some wicks here, a measuring cup. You'll need a pot and a pouring pitcher. I'll get into that in a little bit. You're gonna need some warning labels, wick stickers, and some fragrance oil, and of course wax. Now, I have particular brands for each of the products that I use, and I'll list them in the description below. Feel free to use whatever materials you are comfortable with. There are a lot of suppliers out there, so if you have any questions about where to buy certain things, just drop a comment and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. So I got these jars from Dollarama. They are $2 and are 14 ounces each. These are like clear mugs, so they are heat resistant. I have done a test and these are strong enough to withstand, you know, a candle fire. Withstand the fire from a candle. Sure. And if you measure the top, there's a great wick guide I like to use from the Flaming Candle Company, which essentially just shows you what wick you should be using based on the diameter of your jar. So here I'm using a 3.5 inch jar, and in my experience and according to the wick guide, a good wick for this size jar will be the HTP 105 wick. Is that right? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Kind of confused myself for a second. But I got these wicks from the C&C Candle Company, which is in Alberta, Canada, I believe. So supporting some Canadian businesses there. So all I do to get the wicks in is I have these fancy wick stickers here that you can get. You can get these wick stickers from anywhere. I got these from Wood & Wick Co. Have bought them in the past from Flaming Candle Company, C&C Candle. A lot of places have wick stickers. You just put them on the base there. I have this little thing from IKEA here that I use to secure the wick down. And then I just eyeball it into the center, push it down nice and firm. And there's your wick. I've used hot glue to keep wicks down. They actually tend to come off when the candle is heated, so they're not super duper safe. I sometimes print my own warning labels. It's super important for all your candles to have warning labels, and since these candles I'm making are going to a customer, I am going to put a warning sticker on the bottom just to be safe. You can also get warning stickers from a lot of different candle suppliers. I believe I got these ones from Wood & Wick Co. as well. I have my wicks. I got my wick stickers. My candles are good to go. I also have my electric heater over here. I'll try and get it in this webcam shot. I have that over here, put on high. That is heating up right now and it's not quite boiling yet, but I'm just going to take my pouring pitcher here. This is one I got from Wood & Wick Co. I liked it because it's black and kind of sexy. But anyways, you're going to take a scale, and yes, you need a scale and you need to zero it out. Wax you can't measure by volume. You need to actually measure it by weight. I have no idea why. It's just something you have to do. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is got my bulk soy wax, Nature Wax C3 from New Directions Aromatics. This stuff is amazing. I've had really good experiences with it. It comes in this like flaky chip substance, so it's pretty easy to use and to weigh out. So I'm just measuring out 20 ounces. We'll do like 18 to 20. You can definitely add things to your soy wax. You can even add coconut oil to make it a little bit smoother. So like 1 tablespoon of that per pound, I think. You could also add other hardening waxes, such as beeswax or pillar wax. You can do a soy paraffin blend. There's lots of different combinations you can do. For the base of this candle, I am just doing a soy wax. So it comes out to about 19.05 ounces. So that's all good to go. Pause for a thumbnail picture. Awful, right? Yeah, totally. Okay, so that is melting away. The next thing we want to do is get our fragrance oil ready to go. So you're going to need your scale again and I use a measuring cup. Don't use plastic because oil and plastic can react differently, I found out through one of the comments on my video, so thank you for whoever pointed that out. But we are just going with Vanilla Baby. So I'm doing a combination. This is cashmere and vanilla from WICK Co. Beautiful, gorgeous scent. And I just finished that, so that's done. And then I'm also using just a vanilla from New Direction Aromatics, which is, oh my god, I got oil on my sweatpants. No, that's water. But anyways, so I do a 10% fragrance load for this type of wax. You can do, for most soy waxes, you can do anywhere from 6 to 10%. So that means 6 to 10% of the weight of the wax can be measured for the oil. For example, 10% of 18 is 1.8. Let me just confirm. Hey Siri, what's 10% of 18?
10% times 18 is 1.8.
So 10% of 18 is 1.8, so I'm going to need 1.8 ounces of fragrance. If that doesn't make sense, just leave a comment below and I'll help you out. I've never had any trouble mixing different fragrances from different companies. Some people have. I just give it a nice whirl, let it sit for a little bit, have had no problems. I just set that aside. As you can see here, the wax is still melting away. Because this pot is so big, it will take a little bit to heat up. But the pot I got for this is from IKEA. I think it was like $16 or something. I just wanted a pot that wasn't going to get ruined because the first pot I used to do this in got ruined. Yeah, so we don't talk about that anymore. Yeah, get yourself some tools that can be strictly used for wax. It's just a lot easier and won't piss off your mom. If y'all have been enjoying the content so far, please try to like, comment, or subscribe. Subscriptions really help me out. I am trying to do this YouTube and Candle Fang full time, so every subscription really goes a long way. Or you could also follow me on Instagram at DannyCraftsOfficial, where you can see some latest creations and just some stuff I'm doing in my spare time. So there are just a couple things I wanted to talk about when using C3 that I think might be helpful. While it is heating up, it might look a little bit cloudy or milky. That's totally normal. Once it gets a bit hotter and melts down, it'll definitely be clear, so don't worry about that. It's important while it's heating up, you want to just mix it around every so often to get the heat around, and it will help melt faster. Oh, the goal, I always try and get my wax between 180 and 190 degrees Fahrenheit, just using a candy thermometer. The wax actually comes with an instruction sheet that you can find online. If I still have it, I can link it in the description below. It also shows what temperature to mix in your fragrance oil and what temperature to pour in your jars at. It's actually depending on the room temperature that you're working in. As the wax is still melting, I'll just talk about a couple of things here. So you will need a wick centering tool. I know, sounds saucy, am I right? While the wax is in liquid form, you want to make sure that the wick is standing up straight. So there are a lot of things online that you can buy to keep your wick centered. I haven't honestly purchased anything. I actually have always used chopsticks, which I know I just had a lot of chopsticks lying around. I used to tape 2 popsicle sticks together. So now I literally just, here, I'll just do it in the camera here. I slide it all the way in until it's firm and it really has the wick in a grip. And then I simply just push down on the chopsticks and pull up on the wick, and it is nice and firm. And then I literally just eyeball the top to make sure the wick is centered. And it's good to go and pretty firm. That's about it. Pretty simple, am I right? Let's see how our wax is doing over here. So the wax is a lot clearer now that it is heated up. There is just another clump in there that just generally happens. That's why it's important to just stir so you get all the clumps melted nice and easily. But the wax is much clearer and almost done. And it is only at 155 degrees Fahrenheit, which is kind of low. So we're just going to wait a bit longer. Also, if you'd like to check out some of my candle creations, my website is live. I started on Etsy just because it's super convenient for new sellers. It has a really great platform and audience. It's just like a great marketplace also to get some stuff out there. But once you're making a certain amount of sales, you'll start to notice that the Etsy fees can really build up. So I opened my own website and have made 2 sales so far, but I literally opened it last week. It's a lot more satisfying to have all of the funds go to you, but it's really convenient. Let me know what you guys think. It's dannycrafts.ca. Okay, the wax has reached 180 degrees. So now you just remove it from heat and, wait a couple minutes for it to get below 180 into that range depending on the room temperature of your room, and then you can add your fragrance oil. So this part isn't as exciting. Okay, so my wax has reached below 180 degrees, and once I add my fragrance oil, it is going to reduce the temperature of the wax significantly. So what I do is I pour it in slowly and mix at a constant speed, not too fast so that I avoid air bubbles, but this will just get the wax to its temperature while also making sure I don't burn off too much of the fragrance oil with the high heat. If it doesn't make sense, it's just what I do. I don't really have a reason for it. And I use every last drop because this stuff is expensive. Okay, so now I just mix it for about 60 seconds to make sure that it is mixed in properly. Perfect. That smells delicious. I'm just going to take the temperature. So yes, after mixing the fragrance oil, it actually dropped the temperature to 160, which for me I think is the perfect pouring temperature. So we're gonna pour it in. So once the candles are poured, I like to put them on a cooling rack. This just helps airflow get around the candle at the same rate, so all sides are cooling at the same time. So one of the sides isn't cooling faster than the other. This just helps with, glass adhesion and frosting. So I'm going to put them on a shoe rack that I bought from IKEA. So I'm just going to let those cool for about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I will show you guys what they look like. I wait about an hour or two before I trim the wicks. Since I am adding some whipped wax to the top of these candles, I won't be trimming the wicks until they're completely done. Check out my next video coming out. And it's always a good rule of thumb to let your candles cure at least 72 hours before burning them. If you're just doing a wick test and don't care about the smell, I burn them sometimes within the same day of pouring them. If you want to be able to smell your candle, it's best to let it cure, because even though it's all mixed in there, the oils aren't fully integrated at a molecular level. That's some science for you. Some people wait up to 2 or 3 weeks before selling them. It's really up to you. I like to wait 3 days. But if you found this video at all helpful, please make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. As I mentioned, it really helps out a lot. And we'll see you all next time. Stay crafty.